Hey, this is the evening show. I'm Chris, your host, and this is where we do. I had a little hiccup at the beginning if you didn't notice. I hope nobody heard what I said, but. So, this is where we cover some entertainment news and Disney and all kinds of stuff like that. So, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let's see. Hey, Gonzo. Hey, Bloomin' Cheesa. Thanks for coming in. All right. So the first thing we got today comes from WD News Today. Splash Mountain drained, remain closed for full day after breakdown on Sunday morning at the Magic Kingdom. Splash Mountain was temporarily closed today at the Magic Kingdom in the latest in string of unexpected downtime for the attraction. The attraction broke down Sunday morning and remained closed through Monday. The attraction could be seen partially drained during the Magic Kingdom live stream that they did. We first chronicled the attraction's issue on the day it opened in the public when guests had to be evacuated from the ride in a socially distanced manner. The ride had a delayed opening the following day before going down again hours later. Since then, Splash Mountain has had downtime or delayed openings every few days, including July 12th. July 13th. It had delayed openings on July 15th and 16th. So, seems like they're having problems with the attraction. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on, but I don't know. That sometimes you figure, I don't know, maybe the maintenance needs to be done again on it. I know they usually go down at least once or twice a year for small touch-ups and some maintenance. So maybe they'll have to put it down again. I mean, right now it's like the main attraction there at Magic Kingdom because everybody's afraid it's going to be gone so fast, and it's going to be there for a while before they change it. So I think, you know, if you plan a trip and you miss it, especially those of you who live in Florida, you probably can catch it again. Hopefully, if you're visiting, it'll be up sometime soon within the time you're there. If not, you know, I've been there before when they've been down for their maintenance or their small refurbishing before. So there's lots of other things to do. All right, so our next cover, it comes from theallears.net. And it's how to make a full day out of Disney Hollywood Studios. It says Disney Hollywood Studios has often been regulated to a half-day park by guests planning their Walt Disney World vacation, and with most of its shows currently suspended, it may be easier than ever to make this claim. So, first, we have to talk about the massive elephant in the theme park, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You can easily spend several hours in this one land alone. That is true. Rise of the Resistance is a behemoth of an attraction, and it actually takes up a fair bit of your time. The attraction, which consists of multiple parts, takes up over 20 minutes, and that's not even counting the queue or the wait for your modified boarding pass to be called. You can also get multiple rides in on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run if you're wanting to try out all three roles on the ride. The ride is unique in that riders receive different jobs to do what while on the ride, so you'll have to go back a few more times to experience the ride from every position. There are also experiences like Droid Depot that you can sign up for in advance, giving you even more time to spend in Galaxy's Edge. Note that as of this writing, Savvy's workshop is currently unavailable, but Droid Depot is ready for builders. Other rides and attractions outside of Galaxy's Edge. There are plenty of other rides and attractions to see that will fill up your day. There's something for everyone in Hollywood Studios. Got kiddos? Check out the new Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway and Ailing Swirling Saucer. Runaway Railway has been posting some of the longest wait times we've seen anywhere at Walt Disney World since its reopening. Hey VP, thanks for coming in. And let's see. Have some thrill seekers in your family. Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror are among the most thrilling attractions in all Disney World, and you probably haven't seen wait times this low for these popular rides. $99.99 for the build. Oh, wow. But, yeah, I mean, Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, when the rides are down, we've been known to jump on Tower of Terror and go through like 3 or 4 times whenever the wait times are down. Toy Story, fantastic with one Speed Time and Toy Story Land with 3 attractions, including Toy Story Mania and Slinky Dog Dash. Your time will be well spent with Woody and the gang. Plus, you can plan on several Toy Story Mania rides to see if you can boost your score. And then the Dining Hungry, there are some great dining options inside Hollywood Studios. If you want some food that's out of this world, Galaxy's Edge offers Docking Bay 7 for quick service with a great seating area and Ronto Roasters with its convenient counter service. There's also, of course, Oga's Cantina that you have to see to believe. If you want to see it, go over to VP, to his channel, and he live streamed it the other day. You got Rex in there and everything. Looking for the food that seems a little closer to home, there are some great table service restaurants in the park, including the Hollywood Brown Derby, the park's standout signature restaurant. If you want to keep it to a bit more casual, enjoy 50's Primetime Cafe. Love that place. Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, another place we love. Or Mama Melrose. Just remember that you need an ADR to dine table service in any of the parks during the initial reopening phase. We love the ribs at the Docking Bay. I'll have to try that. I haven't ate at any place there in Galaxy's Edge, to tell you the truth. I meant we went to Oga's Cantina, but that's about the only place I went. We just had drinks, of course. I think that's all they serve there is drinks. If you're spending all day in Hollywood Studios, you'll inevitably steal this Florida heat from time to time. Some of our favorite spots to cool off, including Walt Disney Presents, which is a really neat exhibit that you can walk through at your own pace. There's also the new Mickey Short Theater, which opened alongside Mickey and Minnie's Runway Railway. Have any of you guys went to that yet, the Mickey Short Theater, or even checked it out? If you got some Disney merch on your list, plan to chill out in some of the gift shops, and general shops are a quick and easy way to get a cool blast of AC. That's true. No, Gonzo hasn't checked it out. Do remember that the only places to remove your mask if you need a break from it is a relaxation station or seating dining. There are 3 new character cavalcades in Hollywood Studios as a temporary replacement to the traditional character meet and greet. Be sure to catch them all. There's a Disney Junior Star motorcade, Mickey and Friends motorcade, and Pixar motorcade. All 3 take place throughout the day. A lot of stores are closed. So yeah, I don't know. When we go there, we usually can spend an entire day. This is saying that it's a half day now with a lot of the stuff that's shut down. And I can almost make a full day out of just Galaxy's Edge, to tell you the truth. I could just take time just looking at everything they got there, plus playing with the data tablet and hacking into all different kinds of things and seeing what happens and everything like that. And then I really want to check out that new what is it? The new radio station they got there. I can't remember what it's called. I did read about it. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right. New park-specific merchandise and apparels drop at Disney Animal Kingdom. Jumbo, as Disney's Animal Kingdom continues its phased reopening to the public, a wild amount of brand new Disney Animal Kingdom apparel and merchandise has been hitting the shelves, from safari frames to Goofy tank tops. Check out the array of merchandise. So let's see. Mickey Mouse Safari frames. Let me pop this up for you real quick, so y'all, so everybody can see it. It's probably not. Oh, there we go. All right, let me drop that. All right, so there's the Mickey Mouse Safari photo frame for $24.99. Looks really neat. I guess you put your photos there inside the, yeah, that's pretty neat. More on the photo frames. Disney Animal Kingdom pattern tank for $29.99. I really like that. That's really neat. Safari Mini Disney Animal Kingdom Youth Dress, $34.99. They got a little mini on them. That's neat. Pink Mickey Disney Animal Kingdom shirt, $36.99. Safari So Good Goofy tank top, $29.99. That's really neat. I like that. That looks like it's it. All right. It's just some of the new merchandise there at Animal Kingdom. I like to see different new merchandise and stuff that comes out of Walt Disney World. It's pretty cool. All right, see ya, Gonzo. All right, let's see. Here we go. What should happen to Dino Land at Disney's Animal Kingdom? Like, there's a couple of ideas. With the news that Disney is never reopening Primeval World again at Disney's Animal Kingdom and ride vehicles already being removed from the area, I was thinking that this poses a very interesting question for Dino Land USA at the park. Does this mean that the future for the land is in question? The answer could be yes. With one attraction closed, Disney is likely to be looking at the future of the land, and while Dinosaur is still going strong, it certainly doesn't draw the crowds that it used to. Here are a few ideas that what Disney could do with the area in Indiana Jones. We've talked about this one. While it seems like a crazy idea, an Indiana Jones area at Disney's Animal Kingdom would make a lot of sense, particularly if you base the look of the land on the events of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. In addition to the setting, the ride system of Dinosaur is exactly the same system as the Indiana Jones Adventure attraction in Disneyland. While I am certainly not suggesting that Disney should copy and paste the exact same attraction from the Disneyland Resort, it would certainly save the Imagineers a bit of money if they do use an existing template. With the current world order, it wouldn't be a surprise to see Disney want to cut costs on any new lands at the park. Given the popularity of Indiana Jones and a new film on the way, it's surprising that Walt Disney World hasn't already got a dedicated land to the adventurer. While I'd argue that Disney's Hollywood Studios would be a better fit for the location of an Indiana Jones land, Animal Kingdom would be next on the list, giving some of the locations he has been to over the years. The next one is a Zootopia. TJ has done a fantastic job in the past of making this the case for Zootopia at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I'd agree it's the perfect park for a themed land dedicated to the movie. That would actually be really neat too. I'd like to. Thanks, Rachel. I'd like to see a Zootopia area. I'd like to see either one. Tell you the truth, but while many cases have been built to have the land put into the location where Rafiki's Planet Watch currently sits, doing this would remove an important part of what makes Disney's Animal Kingdom so great, the focus on education and conservation. That is true. So, given that Dino Land USA isn't doing any of this right now, it makes perfect sense to get rid of this entire area to replace it with Zootopia. There have also been rumors for years that Disney is working on a sequel to the 2016 Zootopia movie, and given the economic climate, we wouldn't be surprised to see Disney give this the green light, given it's almost certain to make over $1 billion at the box office. So, and then it says a better dinosaur-themed attraction. So I am going to be honest with you guys, I absolutely love Dinosaur, but I really dislike the rest of Dino Land USA. Even as a kid, the carnival setting just felt awful, and it just feels like Disney rushed the rest of the land. Now that Primeval World has gone, most of the land outside of Disney of dinosaurs is pretty pointless. It is also very odd that Finding Nemo, the musical, technically sits in the land. Yeah, that's true. This gives Disney an excellent chance to invest in a new attraction for the area that replaces the entire carnival area with something new entirely. Imagine a new attraction with prehistoric theme that has the luxury of all the space currently taken by the area, where most guests just walk past. Dare I say that Disney could create a coaster to rival the currently being built by Universal. So yeah, I would love to see either one of those. I'd love to see Indiana Jones put in there. What would be neat is if you could put like a Zootopia ride into the dinosaur. That would even be really neat to see too. And actually base it on the movie of Zootopia, where you're like running through because of the carnivores that are changing, or they're de-evolving back to their natural state. That would be a really great idea. I would love that idea. So, but let's see. Check out the Zootopia being made, and if it's info in China, heard good dinosaur newer movie might replace if they make a second. Pixar did one, but it didn't do very well. I did like that. Wasn't that The Good Dinosaur, I think? I liked it, but it just didn't stand out there like the rest of them. Zootopia, I think that's it. I mean, Zootopia's pretty hot, and they don't have anything at all in there. They've kind of treated it like Chicken Little, and it did really well. I would think there would be some kind of Zootopia coming. It'd be great to see Zootopia over there. I never thought about that. I'd like to see Indiana Jones, because I think if you did Indiana Jones in Animal Kingdom, and then they decide to shut down the Epic Stunt Duo, that Epic Stunt Duo area sits on a lot of land that could actually be done for more over there at Hollywood Studios. Yeah, yes, I know that, Bloomin' Cheesy. Yes. So, okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Roller coaster riders brought to tears after getting stuck 100 feet in the air for an hour. A roller coaster at a theme park in eastern England broke down, strands the riders 100 feet in the air. According to reports, the passengers were stuck for over an hour on Sunday. The Millennium roller coaster at Lincolnshire Fantasy Island stopped while it was climbing one of the ride's inclines. The Mirror reported after about an hour of work, park staff reportedly had to use harnesses to remove the passengers from the ride. So, I mean, wow. Some of the riders of the coasters were reportedly left in tears due to incident. I mean, that's kind of scary, but I don't know. That kind of stuff's going to happen, and you take that chance anytime you get on a roller coaster that there's a mechanical failure, or any kind of ride, that there could be a mechanical failure, and you could be stuck on it for a while. I mean, whether it's a ride or even some kind of transportation, there can be a mechanical failure, and you can be stuck on it, whether it's like a subway, the monorail, the Skyliner, even a bus can break down, and you're going to be stuck there until something happens. So, I mean, a ride's no different than any kind of transportation. It just doesn't take you anywhere. I mean, it does. It takes you, but you end up at the same destination you left at first. But, I mean, You know, everything, screws fall out, nuts fall off. It happens. And I guess if you think that you're going to get on something and it's going to be totally fine, I mean, most of us do, but there has to be something in the back of your mind at some point that, yes, this thing can break down. So it's just like anything else. All right, here we go. Star Wars original trilogy, most likable characters and 5 characters fans can't stand. So, to this day, the original Star Wars trilogy remains one of the most beloved, protected, and a brilliant trilogy of film in history, with its overall quality being one of the only things most Star Wars fans can agree on these days. One huge aspect of the film qualitative is commercial success is the excellent characters born from the mind of George Lucas. Which Star Wars original trilogy character are you based on your zodiac? Well, I don't think we're going to see that. The trilogy holds within it some of the most admirable heroes in history who fans across the world adore. However, the trilogy is not all perfect, having some characters who, for one reason or another, fans do to this day despise. So number 10 is Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. They're likable. So Han and Luke are 2 separate characters and key protagonists of the trilogy, but earn a joint place because it is tough to separate them in terms of likability. That is true. It's hard to say whether you like who you like better. They both grow into adored admiral heroes, but have a plethora of issues. Also, Han is cool, calm, but also cocky, arrogant, and selfish at the start. As for Luke, he may be the hero of the story, but his whininess truly drives people to dislike him. But in the end, they are 2 beloved, good-hearted people and are likable despite their flaws. People that can't stand is number 9. Can't stand Greedo. I don't know. I never had a problem with Greedo. Greedo is a character who is hated for far different reasons than most of the typical despised Star Wars characters. He is both iconic and pretty great, but history has deemed him an incredible annoyance. On top of being a slimy bounty hunter for Jabba, the fact that some people will grow up believing Greedo shot first or at the same time as Han is abysmal, and the whole Malakaki, whatever, debacle speaks for itself. We all know Han shot first. Number 8, likable Chewbacca. Chewbacca is a character who gets nowhere near the credits and respect he deserves for all has done throughout his time in the franchise, both on screen and in the extended lore of Star Wars. So, not only is he brave warrior willing to fight for the cause he believes in as long as he is with his best friend, but Chewie is also an incredible loyal companion devoted to Han, to Leia, Luke, and every other friend he meets along his journey. He may be stubborn and caught in a life of crime with Han, but that does not distract from his kind heart. Number 7, can't stand Jabba the Hutt. I don't know. Sticking with big creatures with an inability to speak Galactic Basic, Jabba the Hutt is one of the most iconic villains in the entire franchise and one of the worst people in it too. He is a villain with absolute zero redeeming qualities other than the Emperor, who is an incredible fear-inducing villain. There is nobody in the trilogy who fans want the hero to kill more than Jabba the Hutt. He's a villain. I mean, of course, he's a villain. All right. Yoda. Of course, Yoda's likable. He's number 6. Similar to Han and Luke, it's hard to separate Yoda and Obi-Wan in terms of likability, both arguably being far more consistently likable than the 2 young heroes. There are moments from Obi-Wan in the trilogy where he is harder to get behind than usual, but he is still an incredible, wise, and vital mentor. Yoda is also wise for far beyond anybody else, and his training of Luke and how much wisdom he imparts is crucial to the galaxy, making him a brilliant hero who fans adore. Can't stand Salicious B. Crumb. I don't believe that, because the Kowakian monkey lizards, they sell pretty good there at Galaxy's Edge. So the Kowakian monkey lizard Salicious B. Crumb is the unbelievable, annoying little jester of Jabba the Hutt, present beside his master in Jabba's palace. There is no real need to hate Salicious B. Crumb based on his hideous looks, as even ignoring that he is one of the trilogy's most irritating individuals with a laugh that makes him so easily punchable. I don't know, I like Salicious B. Crumb. Likeable, R2-D2. He's number 4. There are some characters who never have and likely never will get the credit they deserve in Star Wars. Chewbacca got mentioned as an example earlier, but even more prominent than him is R2-D2. A constant in the franchise, as well as a constant hero, R2-D2 is a loyal friend throughout the trilogy and puts his life at risk for doing the right thing over and over again. There is no limit to the praise that can get given to the astronaut, nor the love fans have for him. Can't stand. Number 3, Joa Yowza. The controversy of the Star Wars special editions have gotten talked about in nauseating amounts over the past 20 plus years, with Jabba's palace seen home to perhaps the worst change. Joa Yowza was born from the special edition, is one of the editions fans wish was never produced. As a part of Max Rebo's band, the Yozumba performs for Jabba and his guests, and it is awful. I don't know, I like him. Likeable, Leia Organa. Who's not going to like Princess Leia? There is a serious argument to be had that despite Luke being the central hero of the trilogy, Leia is by far the most admirable character of the movies. A loyal fighter in the rebellion, Leia loses her entire planet with friends and family and still fights on, carrying her friends, fighting for what is right. And while she can get hot-headed, is an inspirational and an admirable figure with not many flaws in these films, except for, of course, in the original trilogy. The Mary Poppins Princess Leia, there might be a problem with that one. And number 1, can't stand, Cy Snooty. Going back to Return of the Jedi and Jabba's palace, as well as Max Rebo's band, Joa Yowza is not the central part of this performance, with Cy Snoodles taking the lead. The entire sequence with her singing may be the worst in the whole trilogy, and she, along with Joa Yowza, may be the most unpopular characters to come out of the trilogy. I don't know why. I mean, the thing is they're not, it looks like you're comparing them to main characters, and some of them weren't main characters. I think the only one that they said that people can't stand was Jabba, that may have been even close to a main character. So I think the comparison's really bad. All right, let's go on. Here we go. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, the movie original direct, admits the truth behind his traumatic exit. Upon its release, some fans complained that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was a messy conclusion of the 42-year-old Skywalker saga, and if elements of the movie's story felt rushed, there is a good reason for that. After all, for a long time, J.J. Abrams was over and done with the sequel trilogy. Then, of course, Star Wars came calling again. J.J. Abrams wasn't originally returning to Star Wars at this point. The directorial shakeups at Lucasfilm, at least during the Disney era, are extraordinarily well known. Both Rogue One and Solo suffered some late creative shifts behind the scenes. Such was also the case with Star Wars Episode 9. For years, Colin Trevorrow, Jurassic World, was attached to direct the third and final film in the sequel trilogy, but creative differences led Lucasfilm to fire him from the project, so J.J. Abrams was brought back to round out the trilogy he started with 2015 Star Wars The Force Awakens. The resulting movie, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, didn't exactly meet expectation. However, in fact, some fans complained how Abrams' movie tries too hard to serve as a direct sequel to The Force Awakens. Naturally, fans have wondered about the Episode 9 that could have been. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for coming in. Colin Trevorrow reflects on his Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker exit. Ultimately, Trevorrow refocused on Jurassic World. He passed directorial duties over to J. Bayona for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but Trevorrow returns for the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion. But as he's told Collider, that doesn't make his Star Wars exit any less disappointing. So, I mean, the thing was there, the thing is, it seems like there's a lot of problems over there in Lucasfilm right now, trying to decide. All right, thank you, Jeffrey. Trying to decide on which direction it should go. I think really, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau understand what direction it should go and what direction will make it a success. Seems like there's others there trying to pull in a way that is more apt to making a small group of people happy instead of making true fans of Star Wars happy. So, but let's go ahead and move on. Natalie Portman preparing to get jacked to play Mighty Thor in Thor: Love and Thunder. Natalie Portman has revealed that she's preparing to get jacked for her role as the Mighty Thor in Thor: Love and Thunder. Appearing on Instagram Live with Serena Williams, the actor revealed that while production has been delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, she was excited to get started on the forthcoming Marvel film. "We haven't started," Portman said, adding, "more time to get jacked, which I have not. I've got the carbo loading down, but not the exercise part." The actor also explained that her character was not replacing Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, but playing a new character called the Mighty Thor. The comic had the female Thor when Jane Foster becomes Thor, and she's the Mighty Thor, he told Williams. With this idea that I get to be a female Thor, it was a very exciting prospect. I think Marvel has been really wonderful at making their films look more like a reflection of the world and having superheroes of all different kinds of people. Thor: Love and Thunder release has been pushed back from 5 November 2021 to 11 February 2022. So, yeah, that's one I can't wait for. I really like to see what they're going to do with that. I think it's a really great idea. All right, here we go. This comes from WDW News Today. Construction begins on Love Pop greeting card retail store at Disney Springs. Love Pop greeting cards are getting their own storefront at Disney Springs. Love Pop previously operated out of Marketplace Co-op and then moved to a kiosk outside of Paddlefish. Then a few months ago, a permit was filed for a brick-and-mortar location next to the new Ron Jon Surf Shop. We're just now getting the first link that construction has begun. So the shop will be relatively small, squeezed into some unused space between Ron Jon and Superdry. So I've never heard of this. Maybe it's something I need to check out next time I go down. Hopefully they'll be open maybe by the time I get to go down there. But it sounds really interesting. All right. So let's move on. Here we go. A little bit more Marvel. Black Widow, they needed to be able to dig deep and be brave for Scarlett Johansson to return to the MCU. It took over a decade for Scarlett Johansson to get her own solo film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the actress recently revealed that it wasn't an easy process. Johansson's upcoming movie Black Widow is set before the events in the Avengers Infinity War and will give her character more closure following her death in Avengers Endgame. Fans cannot wait to see what Marvel has in store for Natasha's final chapter, but Johansson teased that there was no reason to make the movie unless they could dig deep and be brave. Inside Johansson's first solo film in the MCU, Johansson's first appearance in the MCU as Black Widow came in the 2010 film Iron Man 2. She went on to reprise the role in all Marvel major crossovers, including Captain America, Civil War, and all 4 Avengers movies. Despite her prominence in the MCU, Johansson had to wait until the part of Phase 4 to get her own standalone film. Unfortunately, Natasha's journey in the MCU will end with Black Widow, as she gave up her life in Endgame to retrieve the Soul Stone. Black Widow is set right after the events in Civil War and will take fans to Russia, where Natasha received her spy training. The film will introduce a slew of new characters, including Red Guardian and Yelena, the latter of whom will become the MCU's next Black Widow. While the film will set the stage for Phase 4 of the MCU, Johansson revealed that it will give fans more closure about her character storyline. She also stated that she couldn't be happier with how the movie turned out and that the project was so satisfying to finish. Many fans were disappointed with how Natasha's story concluded in Endgame, and particularly many viewers thought she deserved a memorial at the end of the film, similar to what Marvel gave Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Johansson didn't spill too many details about the plot of Black Widow, but she did assure fans that they will get more closure. So that I can't wait for that one. That one I really want to see. I mean, I really believe that that character needed something, because, I mean, of course, the other characters that came from the Avengers are getting their own shows on Disney Plus. It would be kind of neat if they gave Black Widow her own show on Disney Plus and just did it before the Avengers, everything, you know, kind of finding out everything, and then you could have that cross between maybe, you know, between Hawkeye and her. But I think it would be really cool. All right, let's see. Here we go. This is something big. Star Wars Lucas Cut leaks offer new hope. Star Wars George Lucas cut leaks for Skywalker after the movie have featured epic scenes that would have brought new hope to the franchise and its fans. Back in November, prior to the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, it was reported 3 cuts exist for the movie. A J.J. Abrams and a Kathleen Kennedy cut, a Disney CEO Bob Iger cut, and a George Lucas cut. Reportedly, the George Lucas cut scored the highest in test ratings, or test screenings, but Kathleen Kennedy decided to go with that version, and what was released was another disappointing Star Wars movie from Disney. Now, detailed on the Lucas cut of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker becomes known, and while we can guess George couldn't save the movie entirely as he could only work with the footage Abrams shot, Lucas did incorporate at least a couple of scenes that would have gone a long way in making things right with the fans. See the description below. After all, it's the fans that are coughing up their money and time to support the Disney Star Wars franchise, while, according to rumors, is what was caused all Star Wars leaks as of date. It's rumored big-time investor at Disney are not happy at all with the low Kathleen Kennedy has handled Star Wars. While rumors haven't been confirmed, all one has to do is read Disney's stock and investor report since The Last Jedi was released to follow the money trail, as revenue surrounding Star Wars has been in decline, particularly with merchandise sales where the big money comes from. Disney even changed up how they reported their merchandise sales in its investor report, as they combined its failing consumer product division with its park division to hide Star Wars losses. Say it all right. The Star Wars Lucas cut scene description comes from the Future Rule of Earth Doomcock from the Overlord DVD YouTuber channel, who certainly recently provided rumors about Disney's resetting Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy on her way out, and George Lucas saving Star Wars. Doomcock reveals that the Lucas cut of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is about 40% different than the theatrical release, with about 50 minutes that are revised or replaced. I have details of 2 scenes that were in the Lucas cut but not in the theatrical release, and one of them will likely break your heart, says Doomcock. Doomcock continues, the first scene occurs after Rey thinks she has killed Chewie in a struggle with Kylo. Rey is alone on the Falcon, struggling with feelings of shame as anger threatens to lead her to the dark side, and she asks out loud, why is this so hard? Suddenly, even though she is alone, she hears the reply, life is a struggle, but in struggle we become better. Rey looks up and sees Anakin Skywalker standing right beside her. He is a Force ghost. My source was personally shown a screenshot of Anakin and Rey together on the Falcon, says Doomcock. In the scene, Anakin reveals to Rey how the Emperor survived in Return of the Jedi and reveals information regarding the Veil of the Force and the Emperor's Sith mirrors that allow him to access the Veil's power. Recall, Doomcock previously revealed that as part of Disney's resetting Star Wars and wanting to erase the sequel trilogy, Disney is thinking of using the Veil of the Force, a concept first introduced in Star Wars Rebels animated series, to effectively lock the sequel trilogy in its own universe as part of a Star Wars multiverse. So we see George Lucas wanted to use the concept in Skywalker as well, introducing it to the larger audience, which we can guess would have led to the reset, something of course Kathleen Kennedy would be dead set against, as it would nullify her 3 movies. So that could be why she decided not to go with the Lucas cut of Skywalker. Doomcock goes over details for another scene from the Lucas cut of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, with a scene that should have been included by J.J. Abrams in The Force Awakens. It's a scene that everyone wanted to see and something of a no-brainer. It should also be said that obviously Kathleen Kennedy and Abrams never had the intentions of including the scene in their Star Wars movie in the first place, as it wasn't the fault of the death of Carrie Fisher that caused the scene not to happen, but Abrams and Kennedy intentionally chose not to do the scene as they killed off Harrison Ford's Han Solo in The Force Awakens, something unforgivable. Yes, the scene involves the reunion of Leia, Han, and Luke. This next bit is going to make you mad, explains Doomcock. The second scene that was revealed to my source happened when Kylo Ren got the vision of Han Solo sent by Leia to try and steer him away from the dark side. In Lucas' cut, when Kylo speaks to Han, he is joined by Leia, who force projects herself into the scene. The two of them are joined by none other than Luke Skywalker. This is what ultimately kills Leia, force projecting herself and Han to try and save their son. The result of this scene is finally at the end, fans would have seen Han, Luke, and Leia reunited for one last time. I would have loved to seen that. That would have been great. And it may have made The Rise of Skywalker even better. I mean, to see all 3 of them actually reunited would have been awesome. And they may have missed out. Maybe, I'm hoping, maybe there'll be a George Lucas cut release. That would be great. Even to see the Bob Iger cut would be awesome to see as well. But maybe there'll be something that they'll release to the public and allow us to see. So, all right, we may not be able to get through all the news. There is a lot here, so I'm gonna try and get down through some. Okay, here we go. This one's already, I think a lot of people's already heard this. All right, Georgia mom caught with gun and diaper bag at Disney's EPCOT, authorities say. All right, several days after Disney World reopened, park security caught a woman with guns hidden inside a diaper bag. According to the reports, authorities also found marijuana in the bag. Uniqua Smith, 27, of Stone Mountain, Georgia, was arrested July 18th. She faces misdemeanor charges of carrying a concealed weapon and marijuana possession. The security guard reportedly discovered the guns as Smith going through security line while trying to enter EPCOT. According to the news outlet, she was found with a 9mm handgun, a .45 caliber handgun, and a plastic bag containing marijuana. A guard reportedly noticed the 9mm gun in the diaper bag. Smith was with her 2 children, including a 7-month-old baby and an adult man. The incident occurred only 3 days after the park reopened after closing in March due to the coronavirus pandemic. So I mean, that's one thing. It shows that the new security system is actually working over there. So I think that is really awesome, and I think they're doing a really good job of keeping people safe. So let's see. Here we go. Why certain attractions are still closed at WDW. When Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida began the phased reopen of its 4 theme parks on July 11th, it was with a number of new safety regulations or precautionary measures. Face masks are mandatory for Disney World guests and cast members. Hand sanitized stations have been placed throughout the Magic Kingdom, Disney Animal Kingdom, EPCOT, and Disney's Hollywood Studios, and the PhotoPass photographers are no longer allowed to touch guest phones when taking family photos. The Disney experience, as you might expect, is not the same as it was prior to the pandemic closure in March. As a matter of fact, certain Disney World attractions and experiences did not reopen with the park for a number of reasons. Here we take a look at why. What is permanently closed? Let's see. All right, trying to find them. What is not available due to crowd? Huh. Let me go back up and look again. Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando. There we okay. Some Walt Disney World Resort rides and experiences will not be returning at all. Primeval World and Disney's Animal Kingdom and Stitch's Great Escape and Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland area will be permanent closing. There have long been rumors of Stitch's Great Escape getting a retheme since the ride itself has not been open for some time. The attraction space was taken over by Stitch Meet and Greet and has operated on a seasonal schedule since October 2016. The closure of Primeval World has led to online rumors that Dinoland USA might be getting a major renovation in the near future. Disney has also announced that the Rivers of Light nighttime show will be returning following Disney's World's temporary closure. Rivers of Light's originally, so yeah, we already knew about this. I was hoping it would say something about like the Mary Poppins attraction at Epcot's British Pavilion is postponed while an overhaul of Spaceship Earth. I was hoping it would say something about the People Mover or some other attractions that have not reopened, but this looks like it's more about the ones that are being closed. All right, let's see. Cover this just real quick. Mask with valves banned in Disney's updating mask policy. Disney has officially updated the face mask policy for both Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Resort. Reporter Scott Gustin has confirmed that in addition to a neck gaiter and bandanas being banned, face masks with valves have been banned as well. Face coverings are required for all guests ages 2 and up and cast members. Please bring your own face mask coverings and wear them at all times except for when dining or swimming. You may remove your face covering while actively eating or drinking, but you should be stationary and maintain appropriate physical distancing. All face coverings, whether disposable or reusable, must be made with at least 2 layers of breathable material. Fully cover the nose and mouth and secure under the chin. Fit snugly but comfortably against the side of the face. Be secure with ties or ear loops and allow the guest to remain hands-free. At this time, based on guidance from health authorities, neck gaiters, open chin triangle bandanas, and face coverings containing valves, mesh material, or holes of any kind are not acceptable face coverings. Costume masks are also considered appropriate and are prohibited from being worn in alignment with our existing rules. So, yeah, so I guess people are showing up with the face mask with the valves on it and everything like that, and I don't think it's really doing anything. So, all right, and we will cover our last one of the day. This is a new Baby Yoda PhotoPass available at Galaxy's Edge. Baby Yoda is arguably one of the most popular characters in American pop culture right now, from toys to memes to food. I can't wait to buy my cereal next month. The child is everywhere. Now Disney PhotoPass participants can take part in a brand new PhotoPass opportunity featuring none other than Galaxy's cutest resident. Instagram, okay, hold on. Capacity is way down, mask on everyone. sanitize out of the wazoo, enjoy walking. So it's, yeah, it's, I don't know if I can actually show it, but basically it's him and his thing, which is really neat. It'd be neat if you could get close, but I understand with the pandemic you're not going to be able to do that. So that is going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe there was something I can entertain you with, or maybe educate you for the parks or something like that. But as for that, that's going to do it. We will be back tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you're there to join me. I want to thank everybody who was in the chat. Jeffrey R, Bloom and Cheesa, Rachel, Gonzo, VP, and everybody who could make it in. Thank you all for your support. And I think that's going to, like I said, that's going to do it. Hope to catch you tomorrow on the evening show. We'll see you then. See ya. Thank you.